So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this special webinar sponsored by our long-standing partners at Diageo Irish Brand Homes. It's a pleasure for me to have with me today Ashley Davison, the Commercial Sales Manager at Diageo Irish Brand Homes. Ashley, we're looking forward to your presentation and to learn more about the attractions and the experiences that you represent. So whenever you're ready, please go ahead.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Nadia. And it's lovely to have you all here today. So thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it is a busy time of year at the minute for travel trade at the minute. I can speak from my own experiences in that one at the minute. So I know everyone's very busy. So I really appreciate you taking the time today. So as Nadia mentioned, we're here today, and I suppose many of you may know us really as Guinness Storehouse, but I suppose what we're actually Diageo Irish Brand Homes as a portfolio. And this is, I suppose, what we're going to be coming out. You'll begin to see us a wee bit more coming out as Diageo Irish Brand Homes, because as our portfolio is growing, we are wanting to kind of push more and make more awareness around our more what we call our boutique brand homes of Roe & Co, Smithwick's, and Guinness Open Gate Brewery. So I suppose Irish Brand Homes, what we are under the arm of Diageo, the drinks, as everyone knows, but we are the experiential side of the drink. So that is us as a brand home, as an attraction. It's our goal is to create experiences with customers. And that's why we say is we want to create experiences through heritage. We're so proud to have such incredible brands under our umbrella. So for us, we just want to be able to do these brands proud, very much so, and leave our customers with a lasting impression of the brands. So the first one that everybody knows is the Guinness Storehouse. We're all aware of that one. It's our flagship. We're coming up soon enough. It'll be coming up on our 25th year anniversary. So for those of you who don't know what the Guinness Storehouse is, got a quick little snapshot here, and that will give you a bit of a reminder, I suppose, as to what it is we offer here at the Guinness Storehouse. So we should also say, make sure you're listening, because there will be a quiz at the end. So do have your phones ready as well. And we'll be encouraging everybody. We've got some lovely prizes to give away. So the Guinness Storehouse, it's in St. James's Gate. That is, it's about a 25-minute walk from the city centre of around Temple Bar or so. So it is not exactly in the city centre. It is a slight walk out. And we offer a variety of different experiences, ranging from 90 minutes up to 180 minutes. So I'll take you through a couple of different tour options we have, and you'll also get a sneak peek at a brand new tour that's going to be launching to B2B very soon. So our standard is our self-guided tour, and that's where we would say around 90 minutes, and it's at a self-guided pace around the stores, and it ends with your pint up in our gravity bar. So it's a 7-story experience. It's inside St. James's Gate, and it all starts, what I like to say is we're about the drink, but we're actually tell the story of Arthur Guinness and how innovative Arthur Guinness was, and then his ancestries as well. The whole Guinness family. So from when he started, when he signed the 9,000-year lease for the ground on which the Guinness Storehouse is built. So there was a 4-acre land that he signed for 9,000 years, and your journey starts at this lease. So It spans over 7 stories and finishes in our gravity bar, which overlooks the city of Dublin. You can see over to the Mourns, where we get our water from daily for Guinness. You can see right out to Dublin Bay. It is absolutely stunning. I would always say, if you've got a slightly more luxe offer or luxe client, our guided tours, like, they're second to none. And the same would go for any form of attraction. You can go and you can do your self-guided tour, but you're always going to learn more with your guided tour. For example, you'll get a sneak peek into the fact that part of Tutankhamun's tomb exists in the Guinness storehouse. You can ask me that one in the Q&A at the end if you want. Or you might find out the story about the zoos and the famous toucan of Guinness and how that story came about, and how John Gilroy, so very quickly, John Gilroy, the artist at the time, who actually is the zookeeper and with the Zoo of Animals, so he painted the zookeeper in the shape of himself. And he was at a zoo and he watched a seal bounce a ball on his nose, and he thought, how funny would that be if it was a pint of Guinness? And so came about the notion that the kangaroo has the Guinness in its pocket, that the toucan's flying with a pint of Guinness on its beak and flying away. And these are the sort of little insider pieces that you would only get through a guided tour. And to me, every guided tour is different. I sometimes just go and jump on to a guided tour to see what more I can learn, because everybody has their own little twist on the stories. Our next 2 options here on our 4th floor is our Stoudy and our Academy. Stoudy is, if you have been at GEM last year, we had our Stoudy machine going. It is what I like to call the epitome of this generation, whereby you get your face on a pint, and you are literally drinking your face on a pint of Guinness. The people love it. It's the ultimate selfie. And yeah, it's a hugely popular add-on, I suppose, with us. We have our Academy experience. Our Academy experience is it used to be a pour your own pint experience. We've slightly altered it. We've made the groups a little bit smaller, but you get about 10 people in a group going around that. So if your group is larger than 10, it would be staggered. And you get to be with a beer specialist and you learn how to pour the perfect pint of Guinness. So there is the 7-step ritual for pouring the perfect pint. And after, you get to leave with your certificate at the end to say that you've been able to do that at the home of Guinness. And we also have our connoisseur experience. So this one would be more leaning into the premium end, and it's almost in a bit of a speakeasy bar within the Guinness storehouse. You're sitting almost like in a shoehorn bar, and there's 16 people at a max. You feel as though you're sitting in Arthur Guinness's living room. It really is a fantastic experience. It's about 90 minutes long. Then plus you would have your self-guided or guided tour on top. So that's where our experiences can last up to 180 minutes. And the connoisseur, yeah, you go through sort of your different variants of Guinness. So you have your West Indies porter, you have your Foreign Extra Stout, and you have your Guinness Original. So not all Guinness, like Guinness only became the Guinness with the white head at the latter end of the 1900s. In and around, I say 1900s, not as in 1910, as in around, I think it was around 1992. So you'll begin to learn actually what it was like before, when it was a carbonated drink. So it's not got the nitrogen of the white, it's the carbonated, and why the nitrogen changes the flavour. And a beer specialist will talk you through that in a 90-minute experience. We also have a newly launched experience. I think it's been going 3 weeks now. So we haven't launched it to B2B yet. There's a reason for it, largely availability. We're only allowed to do one tour per week at the minute of 12 people. And we're also just ironing out any little glitches and making sure that it is ready to fully launch. So we're hoping to be launching this in January 2024. It's something we've never done before. It's a 3-hour experience. You're going to get into Arthur Guinness's house. So we have revamped Arthur Guinness's house to look like it would have done back in the 1700s when he lived on that. And that's number 1 Thomas Street. It has the blue plaque when you're walking past to show what house it is. So you will walk through the front door of Arthur Guinness's house. And in that, you'll get to do a Guinness and food pairing experience. You'll get brought into the grounds of St. James's Gate, which is where customers don't get to go. So you have to go all through. You can see the lovely high-vis jackets. Everybody looks highly safe and secure because you are in a working brewery. So you get brought through, and it's fantastic actually. Like sometimes, you know, us as staff, we walk through it every day, and you sometimes forget just like what a piece of history you're walking through. But you have all the original railway tracks where the trains were used to bring, you know, the barley and the hops around the different parts of site. And this dates back to 1900. We get access into the old bank. So we actually had a bank in St. James's Gate, and this is where people would have gone to get their salaries and their wages every week. So we've done that up to, again, how it would have looked back in the 1930s, 1940s, and you'll be able to get brought into the bank, and then you'll be brought down in through the tunnels. So you can see here in the bottom picture, these are these tunnels. So effectively, in the early 1900s and around 1890s to 1900s, Guinness was growing just astronomically. It's getting bigger and bigger, and we had to expand to the other side of the road, the other side of Thomas Street, which was quite a main thoroughfare for Dublin at that time. And effectively, you know, the governing bodies at the time didn't want us to be blocking roads, building bridges, because of the amount of transport that we were having to go back and forth. So there's actually tunnels under that road. And this is where our all of our brewing masters and the brewers, they all walk through these tunnels every day to get into work. So you'll be brought down to these tunnels and brought under the road, and you'll be brought into Brew House 4, which is where all of the Guinness is brewed for the Northern Hemisphere. So it really is, like we said, because it's the first time we've brought this to market and the first time we've got into Arthur's house, we want to make sure that it is going to be the best product. So far, the reviews have been incredible. We eventually want to get to a point where we will be running it 6 days a week. But as it currently stands, with access to the brewery, we're only allowed to do it 1 day a week. So it's currently on Wednesdays, but we hope to be having more on this in about 6 to 8 weeks. We hope to be reaching out with more information on the Guinness Brewery experience. So the next boutique brand home that we have is right across the road from the Guinness Storehouse. It is Roe & Co. So Roe & Co is opened in 2019. It is a 5-minute walk from the Guinness Storehouse. It's actually housed in the former Guinness power station. So when it got to around the 1940s, 50s, Guinness was so big that there wasn't enough electricity to power it. And they ended up building their own power station. They were then forming so much electricity themselves that they sold it back to the national grid. There's an insider for you. So just a 5-minute walk from the Guinness Storehouse, and I think it's the only Art Deco building in Ireland. And it was fully operational till about the 1980s or so. And then this building just lay dormant right up until we reopened it in 2019 for when we were launching the brand new premium Irish whiskey to the market, which is Roe & Co. So beautiful history with Roe & Co. It goes right back to the date that predates Prohibition, because actually on that same piece of land stood one of Europe's largest distilleries, and that was by a man called George Roe. As such became Roe & Co. And our CO stands for collaboration. So when I think about Roe & Co is less about the liquid of the whiskey. It's more about what you can do with the whiskey. So we have 2 different experiences that we offer, and each of them have a total of 16 people. So all of our tours are fully guided. So we have our blending experience. So this is maybe slightly for the more whiskey connoisseur, people who really enjoy their whiskies. And this, you get to blend your own whiskey, and you finish by making an old fashioned. and then you finish with a drink down in our powerhouse bar. Our flavours experience is for people who maybe don't like whiskey so much. I was about to say like me, but yeah, it is. I wouldn't have been a whiskey drinker, but now I have a couple of bottles of whiskey at home because I've learned how to like whiskey and how I like whiskey. So in our flavours experience, we go through the different pillars of flavour. So you have your sweet, salt, sour, bitter, and umami. So you take a tasting of each of them. You say to yourself, do I like the sweet? What suits your palate? What does your palate go towards? So I didn't realize I actually really like sour drinks. And then at the end, you make a cocktail based on your preferred flavor. So it really is an elevated cocktail class. It's very cool, very immersive. And you finish them with another drink down in the powerhouse bar. So all of our experiences are 45 minutes long, and then you finish in the very beautifully equipped powerhouse bar. So again, this will maybe give you a little bit of an insight when I talk about the decor, just how we really bring through the history of Roe & Co. We really want to tap into the history, the engineering history of the power station in which it is housed. So I will share here. And hopefully you can see, and I must say, if the one thing that we do, it's all those beautiful final touches that we do. So our Roe & Co is perfect for an FIT group. For like 2 up to 16 people is the max that it can do. We can do groups of 32, whereby we have a group in the blending section and a group in the flavors section. We can do shortened versions and swap them over. But we would say it's more perfect for that premium, luxe, and FIT group. And we, of course, can do complete private buyouts of the sessions as well. And as you can see, we have gifting options available you can get your engraved bottles of whiskey. And yeah, so it is a really beautiful experience. Probably the newer of the whiskey experiences in Dublin, but definitely want to try it. And if you haven't, please let me know. We will fix that. So the last of our brand homes that we're going to go in through, it's Smithwick's Experience in Kilkenny. So the Smithwick's Experience, when we look at where it is, Kilkenny, it's about 1 hour 40 minutes from Dublin. So it's not too far. Actually, as you're going through down to Kilkenny, it is going past Kildare as well. And it would be naturally on the way down to Waterford or down onto Cork. So it could filter into one of those itineraries. Kilkenny itself as a city, I went it for the first time last year. We had closed for a while and we reopened last July. And it is the cutest wee village or city. As a village, it's definitely not a village, it's a city. It's cutest wee city ever. I must say, it's got this medieval history. It's got these stunning, I suppose, the people, you get a real city welcome in Kilkenny. It's kind of got that small city feel to it that really makes you feel at home. And it has got some of the most incredible food options as well. So I would strongly suggest that as a stop for anybody and any itinerary that you're developing for Ireland. In terms of where Smithwick's itself sits, so it's on the central location along the Medieval Mile. And it's just a 5-minute walk to Kilkenny Castle. So we also offer plenty of coach parking. We have a full car parking out the back of Smithwick's. We could probably fit about 10 coaches in there. So if you're going to bring me 10 coaches, I'll be delighted. And I'll be able to park them all as well. And yeah, so in terms of where it is, it's very central in the middle of Ireland. Like I said, it's 1 hour 40 from Dublin. And there are trains as well that go down through Dublin. They're all fully guided tours, and they're all from local people in Kilkenny, and they're in English. Now, we do have audio guides available as well. We say about 45 minutes is the tour, and the max is 20, and they run every 15 minutes. So we can split any larger groups across by 15 minutes. Every tour will include a pint of Smithwick's. But the tour upgrade we can offer is you can get a paddle tasting of the 3 different types of ale. So that is your Kilkenny beer and your Smithwick's Blonde. We can also do personalise your pint glass and get it engraved. So it's a really stunning story. It goes right back to the time of the monks. Smithwick's dates back to 1710. It is older than Guinness, and it is just a really lovely experience. And hopefully this video that we're about to and so that gives you a nice little overview of the 3 different boutique brand homes that we have. One of the ones I didn't go through there was the Guinness Open Gate Brewery. It's actually just going into renovation now, but it is a tap room, and we'll have more to share on that hopefully in a couple of months' time. But it'll be very exciting times ahead of the Guinness Open Gate Brewery. So I will hand over. And if anybody has any questions that they would like to ask, I'd be more than happy to help on any of our brand homes.
So just to mention, actually, I'm checking the Q&A. I can see no one asked a question. At least not yet.
No problem. No, that's not a problem. I'll give it a minute longer and see, but oh, I see one's popped up. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Matthew. And if you do come up with any questions after, my colleague Hanny will be at GEM. I will be attending on the Friday night. We're very much looking forward to, we're not just bringing Guinness to life at GEM, we're going to be bringing a few more of our brand homes to life. So I look forward to welcoming everybody there and having maybe a pint of Smithwick's or tasting a little bit of cocktail on a row. I can see some of the questions there. In terms of meet and greets with the Guinness family, this isn't something that we offer. We obviously do, we do know the Rory and Ned Guinness, but this isn't something that we offer. They aren't an employee of ours, and they aren't one of the experiences that we offer. In terms of the guided tours of the Guinness Storehouse, can they be booked privately or only to join a group? They are only privately. Okay, so we don't offer guided tours at present for as a public offering. This is purely to B2B and to private bookings. So it can be booked for a group of 2 people, or it can be one guide. We allow one guide for 25 people. And if your group size is larger than 25, we would insist on having 2 guides. Excellent. Well, if there's no other questions, obviously happy to answer. If you have any, feel free to fire us across an email. I will be providing our details and everything at the end via email through Nadia and the team at ETOA. But what we'll do is we'll go on to the fun section. So I hope everyone was listening. And we have 2 top players are going to win gift bags from our incredible retail spaces. I feel like I need like one of these conveyor belts going along and being like Jim Davidson, deciding what it is we're going to win. But we are going to have 2 prizes. Depending on who wins, I'll either bring them to Gem, World Travel Market, or if you're Dublin based, I'll be able to come and see you there. But we'll work it all out. So I will ask you if you want to partake in the quiz, if you could get your mobile ready, please. You have 2 options. If you can go on to kahoot.it, or if you just give us 2 seconds, I'm going to open it up and you will have a QR code that you'll be able to use. It'll take you straight to the page, but otherwise you will have a code to enter if you go to kahoot.ie. So I will. Oh, I hope nobody saw any questions there. Please no. Okay, so it'll be coming up soon. So on this, the question, so you need it on 2 devices. The question will be on the screen that you're looking at on your laptop. You put your answers, noise, terrible music, and you answer on your mobile. So, hello, learners. Oh, we've got plenty of people joining. So the scores are given not only just for the correct answer, they're given for how fast you answer as well. So that we've only got 5 questions, so had to make sure it was well and decisive as to who the winner was. Oh, who's Diageo? Oh, let us know. Excellent. So I will give it a couple more seconds and then I'm going to start the quiz. And we're going to hit start and we're going to head off into question 1. So, for how many years did Arthur Guinness sign the lease on St. James's Gate? You've 10 seconds, by the way. 10 seconds. I like to make things difficult. And the answer was 9,000 years. Okay. It should give us, where can I see this? Maybe, there we go. Who is at the top of the leaderboard? We've got Alan G at the top here. Maddie, you're close by with Alan. Alison here. I wouldn't rest on your laurels, guys. Wouldn't rest on your laurels. Going on to the next question. In what year did Roe & Co distillery open? 5 seconds. Almost there, almost there. And the answer, it was 2019. So we argue we had the fantastic notion to open the year before a global pandemic. See if this changes our leaderboard. Maddie's going up to the top. Oh, Alan G, you've moved on a lot. Oh, Alan. Alison's up there. Matthew, you've come out of nowhere there. You've moved up a fair bit. Going on to question 3. So which of these is not a flavour pillar that can be used in the Roe & Co flavours experience? So I did tell you all 5. One of these is not one of the pillars. I didn't even put my favourite one up. Should have put my favourite one up. Well done. That was a slightly more difficult one. I threw umami in there to throw y'all. Umami is like a soya. It's quite salty, but it's like a soya flavour. It's actually quite nice. Excellent. And the impact on the results. Alison, you're on fire. Answer streak of 3. Well done. Michelle, oh, here you have a good bit to catch up, Michelle. You're going to have to answer super quick if you're going to want to get up to the top space and bump Alison off. Okay, I think we're on to our last, no, sorry, that's a lie. We've two more questions. Two more questions. So Smithwick's Experience Kilkenny can be found along what famous mile? Almost there. The answer is Ireland's medieval mile. Don't tell too many of the people in Kilkenny that you answered Royal Mile. I threw that one in to see who would answer it. There we are. And what's the impact? Alison's still up top. Alison's still up top. Here, there's actually very close pairing here for the second spot. Okay, so this one is at this. You got to get this one right. We'll have our first and second winners. Which of our brands is older, Guinness or Smithwick's? No one tell the brand team that I created that image to. I might get shouted at. And Smithwick's is older. Smithwick's was 1710 and Guinness was 1759. So not too much in it. Smithwick's beat Guinness to it. So our podium and our winners are in third, Olafani. In second place, we have Michelle. She's a winner. And in first place, Alison. Here, Alison, you were miles ahead there from question 3. And well done to Rue and Maddie as well. Excellent. So we'll put it across onto Elliot. There we are. So thank you so much to everybody. If you've any questions and you want to pop them in now, I'm more than happy if you've thought of a question. If not, I just want to thank you so much for your time. I hope that it's given you a bit of a breadth as to what we do across our portfolio of brand homes. And hopefully there will be, hopefully we'll get to welcome you. If we haven't welcomed you all yet, hopefully we will get to welcome you at some point soon. So if you are ever in Dublin or Kilkenny or Ireland in general, do give us a shout. We'd love to show you them all in person. There's nothing quite like it.
Thank you, Ashley, on my side as well. I just wanted to thank you and thank everyone who joined us today. I'm pretty sure all the buyers with us, they learned like very interesting information from you. It was nice and fun. So thank you very much. And we hope to see everyone in London in 3 weeks at GEM. So thank you and have a nice afternoon.
Thank you to everybody as well. Thank you.
Bye.